Hi everyone, my name is Dee. This is my husband Derek, and we are the
Debt Destroyers. Yes.
That's what we are. We're coming to you in this video to talk to you about our budget for the month of March. Yeah. Several things went on in the month, but we're still grateful because our bills were paid and we were able to make it through, and we're working on April. So just stay tuned. We're going to talk to you about our March budget. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, so to begin with, for those who just tuning in for the very first time, we ask that you subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with our debt-free journey.
Please subscribe. Hit the button below.
Yeah, we need you. That button, you know, the red one that says subscribe. Please hit that
button. Push the button!
Okay, so we're on this debt-free journey, and we want you to subscribe. And while we're on this journey, we're doing the debt snowball. We're applying the debt snowball method in order to go through this journey and pay off our debt. So for the month of March, we're using the debt snowball, and I will put a link below for Dave Ramsey, because he was the one that came up with the baby steps. There's 7 baby steps, and I'll list them below, or put a link below so you can see what I'm referring to. But we're in baby step number 2, which is paying off the debt using the debt snowball. Baby step 1 is to set up an emergency fund, and I'm so glad that we do have an emergency fund to fall back on during this time if it comes to that, if we need it. So we set aside our emergency fund, and now we're working towards our debt snowball. And that method is to take your bills, smallest to largest, smallest balance to the largest balance, and work towards paying each one of those off, throwing extra money towards those bills, still making your regular payments, but putting extra money towards those balances to have them paid off, you know, in a whatever your goal is set, in a certain amount of time. So we don't really have a time set for our entire debt snowball because we have so much debt, but for these credit cards, that's the first thing. I originally said the month of February we should have had them paid off, but you're talking $7,100 in credit cards. No, that was unrealistic. So I said 2 months. That didn't work either. And then now we're stretching it out even more because, you know, our country has undergone a pandemic. So it's going to take a little while longer, but we'll still get them paid off. It's just going to take a little while longer. So set your goals however you want to set them, put a date on it, stick to it, and work towards paying off your debt.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's right. It's going to take just a little while longer.
Yeah.
Just got to hold on. Just a little while longer. Okay. I was about to go in.
Yeah, I see.
I'll
you
hold on.
It.
Yep.
Okay, so for the month of March, our income was a little lower because of because of the pandemic. Derek hours changed for work, so his hours were reduced. And
cut in half.
Yeah, cut in half.
In half.
Yeah, but we still thank God for the half. We're thankful for the half. And also I didn't receive, like last month I was, you know, explaining how we had so much money to pay towards debt, and it's because I received a performance bonus. So that helped out a lot. So of course this month we didn't have that bonus, plus a reduction in Derek's hours. So that changed as far as the extra money that we're putting towards these credit cards. Thank God all our bills were covered for the month.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. And we were mostly concerned about trying to pay extra, which is fine. We still managed to pay extra, but it wasn't like the month of February. So the 2 credit cards that we're working on in baby step number 2 are the Capital One card and the RCI card. So last month, February, we were able to pay $2,600 towards those 2 credit cards. This month, it was around $1,000. Well, for the month of March, it was around $1,000. So we still were able to put some money towards those balances, even though it wasn't as much as last month. We still were able to set aside some money, regardless of Derek's hours being reduced. So we really thank God for that.
Yeah, that was a real blessing. That we were able to pay some.
Yeah. So we thank God for it. We still have balances on those 2 cards, and for the month of April, we just have to see how things go. If we need to hold off, we will, because our home, our 4 walls is first. Food and shelter and transportation and utilities, that comes first. So we have to make sure that those bills are paid before we try to pay extra towards credit cards. So what's left in the month of April will go towards our debt. But right now, we just kind of put a pause on everything until we see how this plays out. So we just see how it play out. So we were able to put some money towards it, and we just really thank God for it. We don't have a goal right now because of the pandemic, because of the crisis, as far as when these bills be paid, when these credit cards will be paid, but we're definitely going to pay them. That's not an issue. But our monthly bills are paid, so that's most important. That's most important. And we've been spending a lot of money on groceries and staying home. And yeah, stay home, by the way. If you can stay home, stay home. Stay in, quarantine with your family. But we've been paying a lot of money towards groceries, but at the same time, we've been spending a whole lot of more time together, being creative.
Been doing a lot of eating, a lot of sleeping, a lot of spreading our boundaries, or maybe spreading our waistline. But
I'm not spreading my waistline.
it's a little bit.
What?
Continue.
I like your nerve. Anyway, so for the month of March, we did fairly well. No complaints here. We just have to take things as they come. We know that God is going to provide regardless. If we need to make some adjustments, we will. You know, it just depends on how everything flows. So we have not had to go into our emergency fund. And if it comes to that, it will only be because of our 4 walls that money has been affected. But right now, we will not go into our emergency fund. We still have to sit aside because we're making do with me working full-time or getting paid for regular hours. I haven't been working full-time, but still getting paid for regular hours. That's keeping us afloat. And then Derek, even though his hours were cut in half, his income as well is keeping us afloat and keeping our bills paid. So thank God for it.
And one thing about this pandemic, it's kind of it's a bad, terrible thing, and it's a good thing if you think about when you're paying your bills and trying to have a richer goal to pay your bills off. Sometimes things happen, and you don't want to get discouraged. You want to just go ahead and just hold on and just do what you can do while you can do it. And then when the time comes to like full payment and full paying your paychecks and your work job, then it's time to go full speed ahead. But things happen, so you don't want to get discouraged and just quit. You want to keep your mind stayed on Jesus and keep your mind stayed on your goals. So
and positive thinking.
Right.
You know,
So
yeah,
our goal date has changed, but we still have a goal.
that's right.
And the goal is to be debt free.
Yeah. Okay. Look at you.
I don't need notes. It's here. It's here. Yeah.
That's good, honey. I still have to go by my notes because there's so much I want to say. But yeah, like you said, you got to trust God. You got to stay positive. You got to still have your goals set. You know, this too shall pass. We know that. We just don't know when or how. We know we're gonna get through it. We'll make it through the other side. So we're staying focused in reference to that.
This too, when I was on, shall pass. Dum, dum. This too. Continue.
I can continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel that,
So-
I feel things sometimes.
Yeah, he felt
Yeah.
it.
Just feel songs.
He always has a song. There's always a song in his heart. So I appreciate that.
And this too shall pass.
Yeah, we do trust and believe that. We know where our help comes from. We know what our foundation is, and we know who the rock is, which Bishop just preached about that today. So we still trust God. We're gonna always trust Him, and He gives us wisdom. So I thank God that you know, he gave wisdom to Dave Ramsey, who is just spreading this wisdom and knowledge throughout the world to save, you know, store up for the winter like the ants did in the Bible. They stored up. They stored up for the winter. They did it all summer. So we stored up and started an emergency fund. So we thank God for that knowledge and that revelation to know that he's going to trust us. We trust him, and he's going to provide for us as long as we trust him. Mm-hmm. So I really thank God for that. But as we close, I did want to say that Proverbs 14:1, every wise woman buildeth her house, the foolish plucketh it down with their hands. So we're trying to use wisdom, trying to stay encouraged, trying to continue to trust God as we build our house, and we know that he's going to provide for us. So while you're in quarantine, just know that this crisis is gonna pass. He will hide you, and no evil will come near you or your house.
Well,
I did write that down. If you seek him during these troubled times, budget, trust God, spend wisely, save if you need to save, and prepare for these times, he will see you through.
He will see you through.
Yeah, he will. So we trust him with our finances. We trust him with everything in our lives. So he will not withhold any good thing from us.
And I believe you an offering. Are you preaching today?
No, that's just been on my heart. That's why I wrote it down. Yeah, he won't withhold anything from us, any good thing from us. So we thank God for him, and we trust him. And I thank God for my husband, who's been so supportive with us trying to do this journey, and he knows that my goal is to be debt free. Our goal is to be debt free, you know, to live in peace, to do for others. We can do for others once we're debt free. We can do more for others once we're debt free. So we look forward to giving back and giving, and just trusting God and getting that vacation home on an island somewhere. Yeah.
You jump way down the road. Good gracious. We in the now. We're talking about right now. Good.
But Lord, that's the goal. That's one of the long-term goals. So we trust God in all things. For the goals now and for the goals in the future.
Yep. Because he is the beginning and the end.
I mean, that's the word.
The first and the last.
The Alpha?
Alpha and Omega.
That's the word.
That's the word.
So that's what we lean and depend on. We know who our rock is. So we're going to end this video, but no, we did make it through March. Thank you, Lord. We made it through March. We're going to make it through the rest of the months as well. You know, we still crunching numbers and seeing how it's going to work out for April, but it'll work out. Even if all our bills are paid and we just paid $50 towards these credit cards, we still did better than not doing anything at all. So it'll work out. And your situation will as well. So just stay prayed up, stay encouraged. We'll get through this.
We will.
Yeah. So we're the Debt Destroyers.
The Debt Destroyers.
We just come to encourage you, let you know that we made it through March. We're going to make it through April, and you will do the same. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Also click the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, please do it down below. We love you and have a great week.